People, what's going on? DP here. Alright, I am going to make a tutorial on another question that I got answered. Answered. Oh my god, I'm tired of shit. Oh man. Another question that that somebody asked me on how to deal with Marth. Like how to fight him. So yeah, Marth wins this matchup. I believe, is 60-40, but it's I don't know. He just has a good advantage. It's nothing godlike or destruction, but he has a good advantage. So I was asked, how do you fight Marv? How do you deal with him? And I used to lose this matchup a lot too, even against beginner Marv that just did like the same shit. They hardly ever thought their patterns were the same, but I just didn't know how to deal with it. So I was just getting my ass kicked. So I decided to do my homework and try different things. I realized what was I taking the most damage off of. Like, what was I getting hit so much on what? Was me being on the air too much, me being on the ground, me approaching, me being aggressive, me being defensive, whatever. I thought about it. And I came up with something, and now Marth, I can handle him. Matchup is still hard, but I can get in his ass and beat him. So, alright. Here are some mistakes that I have, and I see other people do as well, which led them to being shut down by Marth. This position right here, you want to avoid it at all cost. Do not be in the ledge versus Marth. And this is why. Alright, you're in the corner versus Marth, right? A good Marth is going to space you out. It's going to be something like this. See, like if you're in the corner, this is really hard to get out of. This is really hard. Like, especially if he's spacing, he has more range than you do. This is really hard to deal with. The fastest move Peach has, the move that has the most range in front of Peach, area wise, is Huff. And Huff is not beating this. It's not beating any of this because it's too slow. The most grounded move with the most range is pretty much her down smash. Down smash. Her forward smash and down tilt. But like I said, these moves are too fast. They're faster than that. And with this, if you're getting pressured, most likely people are going to roll, and Marth is just gonna do that. Or you're gonna roll into his fair. If he backs up a little bit and spaces it, you try to roll, he's gonna, all that shit's gonna happen. And then you're just gonna get edge guarded. And it's gonna be hard for you to come back. Or if you do come back, you're taking a lot of damage, and then you're on the ledge versus Marth. He's gonna be doing this. It's gonna be hard for you to come back. Pretty much in the corner, you don't have breathing room. It's gonna be really hard to get Marth off you. Or you're gonna be taking a lot of damage, or you could just stop. So you do not want to be in the corner versus Marth. If anything, you want to try to stay at the center of the stage. The center of the stage is where you want to be when fighting Marth. Or if you can't put Marth in the corner. If you can, because you already know, like I said, I already explained her pressure game and all that stuff about closing the gap, keeping people unlocked, baiting, so I don't need to go through all that. If you were paying attention, you should already know and be half as godly. But yeah, you want to try to fight Marth center stage. So in case Marth starts all that spacing bullshit, you have all this room. You have all this space to, reset the position, get some room, and then go back into the fight either with a turn up or bait a move, and then, you can just punish. But yeah, that's rule number one. Do not put yourself in this position. What I see other people do, like they'll get a few hits on Marth. Like they'll get a few hits on Marth, this and that. Oh my god, stop jumping. Fuck over there. Whatever. Few hits on Marth, you know, they do this or Marth shield and whatever. And after that, they run to the corner and get a turnip. Marth can easily close that gap. And then you're in the corner with Marth and now you gotta fight your way out. And your options are even worse because you have a turnip in your hand. And throwing a turnip is 6 frames. So like, if Marth's freaking, you know, pressuring you and whatever, you want to get him off, it'll be hard because you have a turnip. And if you try to throw it, you might run into his air attack within the throw animation. So, I mean, the best option you would have, you have a turnip is like Z drop and then air dodge or something like that. But either way, it's not a good position. You don't want that. So do not run to the corner and really get a turnip, which, you know, you can't move and Mark can easily close that gap. Like, he can chase your run down and then you do this, you're gonna get hit. You don't want to do that. So just try to stay center of the stage when fighting Marth. That's what you want to do most throughout the fight. And that will cut down the problem of you being pressured against Marth. And if you get pressured, like, you have all this room. All this shit here. Especially if Marth is here. If you're pressured. Then you can run and do this. Because if Marth even follows you, you know, you still have room to react and get some space off and counterattack. That's one thing. Now, if Marth throws out his fair, the best option you have for that is your back air. Especially if you got your back and you see Marth throwing out fairs. Go in with back air, or even if you're not looking at him. Just do this. Because Peach's back air is 6 frames. Marth's fair is 4. So it's obviously faster. So it kind of goes out to whoever throws their move out first, or whoever waits. If you let Marth throw his fair first, and you throw your back air, you'll hit him. If you throw your back air a little early before Marth does, you'll either hit him or trade hits. Because like a 2 frame difference. So either way, like I said, if you wait or he waits, you can beat him out still. It just depends on timing. But if you let Marth throw his fair and you going with yours, you'll hit him. You throw your bear first and Marth goes in with his fair, there's a good chance you can hit Marth or you'll trade hits. So, but either way, this is a good move against Marth. Don't do this. It's not really good. Unless you know it's going to hit, don't really do it because it's slow, and if Marth is at this range, you try to do that, you're gonna get snuffed out. So just go in with bears. Bears help a lot. Also, another way to counter his fair, if you time it right, you can dash attack under it. Like, you'll hit Marth on his legs if he tries to fair you. Do that. Another good way to deal with fairs is going with a turn up to slow the fair down from distance, and then do that. And at times you can hit him on his legs with a turn up, so you pretty much get like a free combo, such as something like that, or get a grab, or you can dash attack, but my controller's not letting me do that because this shit sucks. Yeah, something like that. Or if you're really good at it, you can do things like that. And if he blocks it and you space the new chair, you can go for jab pressure. You can go from pressure strings on his shield. So you have that. Let's see. That's dealing with his fair. His neutral air. this is pretty much a good option. Like glide toss, if you time it right, you can hit them. But you gotta be careful because it has more range and it kind of covers Marth better than a fair would in terms of leaving them open. But with his new chair, if he sure hops, you can hit Marth like that. Because just like Peach, when Marth new chairs, see how Peach slants her body? See how body slants a little bit. Marth new chair is the same thing. So on top of him, Marth will be open. So you can snipe him with a turn up on top of his head. You can also fair him too if you're really good at it. If you time it right and you go a little bit over Marth, you can hit him with a fair. So you have that, but you have to be really careful with it. But if you're good at the timing, you can hit Marth with fair. Her fair beats Marth's neutral air if you do it right. I wouldn't advise trying to hit him with bear unless you're going over Marth and you're coming down like that. Going over Marth and coming down. Another thing you have for short hop fairs and neutral airs, but you have to do it a little early if you know Marth's gonna jump. You can throw out your short hop down airs. Short hop down airs. Hit him out of it. I said you have to throw out early or else Marth is gonna snuff you out with neutral air and fair. Cause her down air is not that fast either. I think it's like 11 frames startup. 11 or 8 is one of them. I don't know. I gotta check the frame data. Or you guys can check it yourselves. But yeah, it's not that quick. It may look fast, but it really isn't. So what you can do is full hop. Full hop there to stop his full hop fairs and to stop his short hop fairs and neutral airs. Like I said, when I was talking about, punishing wolves on back airs, it's the same thing. You can use it like that. That will snuff out Marth. If you have to go to the air. But if you want to do short hop air battles with Marth, I would not advise doing that because Marth is going to beat you. Unless you know he's going to throw out a move and you throw your die ahead of time. He's going to beat you. But for short hop air battles, this is pretty much your best option you have. And it's really good. I wouldn't advise this against neutral air because his neutral air has more range than this. It's only gonna work like if you're inside Marth, like at this range, and he neutral airs and you do that. I think you'll beat him, or trade hits, one or the other. But for fairs, this is your best answer. If you want to air battle him, if you got to turn up, you can hit him on his legs and then dash attack. If you do neutral air, it's best to do that or go into that. Or like I said, full hop there, you'll hit him and then you can follow it up. Also, if he jumps and he was to move on whatever, this is really good. Like ground floating neutral air or ground floating fairs. You do that and do that. Ground floating moves really help against Marth. Because one thing, when Marth is in the air and you're under him, he has little to no option. Because for people that don't know, Marth has the second worst air dodge in the game. Peach having the worst, obviously, but he has the second worst. His air dodge is booty. And his down air is too slow. So if he throws that out and he misses, it's open. Even if he's about to touch the floor and he throws out down air, he's gonna lag. That move is laggy. So Marth really won't do that. So if you get the chance and you grab Marth, throw him up. Do not throw him down at mid to high percent. Do not throw him forward back. Throw him up in the air and air pressure him. And then you can do stuff like that. If Marth tries to air dodge, he's going to get hit by this. There isn't one character in this game that can air dodge this move. This move is not air dodgeable. You cannot air dodge this. You cannot sidestep this. You're going to get hit. The move is out there for too long. So that also back airs too. Also helps. So when you're chasing Marth and you're under him, do this. You can't air dodge that. If he air dodges a little late and he touches the floor, you can just, start a pressure game, mix up, whatever. You got all that shit. And in some cases, you don't want to be inside Marth for too long, because remember, he has that up B, so you got to be careful. Pressure him a little bit, and then once you got the lead, do this. You don't have, Marth doesn't have a projectile, you do. Marth has to come to you to get damage. You don't have to go to Marth to get damage. Create a wall, do all this shit, you know, force Marth to come to you, force him to approach you in the air, which you can punish with this. If you time it right when you go in, you'll beat his forward air. If you gotta turn up, he goes in with a neutral air, space your moves, he wants to chase you, do that. Just use the stuff I told you in the other videos. So yeah, that's about it. Just to recap, do not be in this position. You don't want to be here. Do not pressure Marth, get a few hits, and then run to the corner and get a turn up. Don't do that. If you're afraid Marth is gonna up B, get a few pressure strings and then just wait. Or I don't know, I guess you can roll, but just don't do it too recklessly where it's obvious. Bait that up B. But if not, just do safe moves and like the frame traps to keep yourself safe and bait Marth for to do something. And you got that. So yeah, just don't do that. To counter his fair, I already told you. Back air it or full hop there, or going like with a glide toss. Same thing with new chair. When you grab him, if it's center stage, always throw him up. Air pressure him like that. Uh, Chase his air dodge, all that. Space your moves well so he can punish you. Use lots of turners when you have it like this, especially if you got the lead. Just force Marth to approach you. Set up traps. When you have a turn up and you run into Marth, don't always throw it and then do that. You can fight with turnips in your hand. So do shit like this and then just run back. Fair, he blocks it. Alright. You do a fair, he blocks it. Run back, bait opening. Somewhat of a frame trap. They can't chase you on the ground if you do this. They cannot follow you on the ground if you do that. You don't always have to do that though. You can always, do this and then shit like that. But yeah, that pretty much covered it. Just play it safe. Don't try to air battle Marth too much, especially like this. He's most likely gonna win. This is the best tool for air battles with Marth. Space your moves well so Marth can't punish you. Use lots of turn-ups consistently. Go in and out. Like I said, don't stay inside Marth for too long. Unless you know for a fact he's not going to up B and you got your pressure string to mix ups on lock. And with that, you should have an easier time with Marth. I think that about covers it. I can't think of anything else. Platforms are good against Marth. Like if you're taking on platform stage, like I said, he sucks when somebody's under him. If you have a good platform game, that helps. Just remember, Marth also has a good platform game, so just be wary of that. You're not the only one that could do destruction on platforms. And that's about it. I can't think of anything else on Marth. Get him off the stage, smart edge guarding, and there's probably more I can go to detail on Marth, but I can't think of anything right now. I'll actually have to be in a match and fight like a good Marth, and then that's when everything starts coming into me about all this crazy shit I can do to Marth. But as of right now, these are the basics that should help you out if you're having trouble with Marth, and these are what you can do to make the matchup a little easier and pull off the win. Like I said, even if you try all this dip and you still lose the fight, do not worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. Marth wins the matchup. It's a hard matchup, but you can still pull off the win. And if you play really, you mix it up. You throw your opponent off. It might not even be that hard as it should be because you're being very confusing. Marth, the player's having a hard time reading you, and you can take advantage of that, and that's how you you get wins, especially matchups you don't win. So just utilize all the tools and get in that ass. Let Marth know you ain't having this shit no more. Tired of it. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's about it. As always, rate, subscribe. If you have any questions, like I said, I'm always happy to answer them. Just leave me a comment, or you can PM me if you don't want nobody to see your questions for whatever odd reason, and I'll make a tutorial of it just to help you guys out. And yeah, until the next video I make of anything else that I might think of that I might miss and it comes into my head, I'll make it. But until then, oh, you gotta be shitting me.